must be raised. Speed and scales in the same space. Stories of speed, spinning world.
Welcome everybody to another edition of a cold-blooded conversation. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Nonsensical Network, where we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch 7 days a week with a show for just about everybody. Check out Beauty and the Beard on Facebook and Instagram. Nikki can hook you up with some nonsensical swag, or just if you want something, she can do just about anything. Hit her up and stuff. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Wally, of course, on Cold Blooded Conversations. Tonight, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite reptiles and some of my favorite influencers in the hobby, to talk to them and everything else, talk about them. So I'll let you guys know to start with. I mean, there is some reptiles that I really enjoy that I can't actually keep personally myself because I don't have the space or enough knowledge to take care of them. To start with, of course, my most common, the ones I have pets, is my ball python snakes and everything that I have, my bearded dragons, my tokay gecko, my iguana, and my tegu. Those are some of my favorites that I have personally just because I own them myself and I really enjoy them. But I'm going to get out on the extreme. With some of the ones that I really like and everything else. I really enjoy the different types of venomous snakes as well. Like I talked on one of my episodes about venomous snakes, but non-venomous, I like basically all types of the pythons. I like the Burmese. They're big snakes. They get huge. They can get up to 20 foot long and stuff. I really enjoy those, but I like seeing those from a distance and other people that keep them because they have space and stuff. I like king snakes, which is a common snake, and everything else is quite common in the trade. Plus corn snakes. Um, the the episode when I had Steve Nelson on here and everything else, he had the rat snakes and everything else, and the blue beauties. Those are some dream reptiles down the road, possibly to get and everything else. I love them. There really isn't a reptile out there that I don't like and I want to learn about and everything else. Um, but that's most of the ones. And some of the rare ones that I really like is a Boland's python. Those are very hard. Not many people breed those in captivity. They're a very gorgeous snake. They're part of the python family. Um, I like them. Nerd has some. Kevin McCurley up there in New Hampshire. You guys ever get a chance, check him out. Since we're talking Nerd and Kevin McCurley, that is now getting into my influences. Well, I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit. Kevin McCurley has played a big role ever since I found out about Nerd and his YouTube channel and stuff on the education of reptiles. This man is, I swear, just an animal whisperer. Period. It's not just reptiles and everything else. He can do it all pretty much. I've got how-to videos, how to tame your lizards down from monitors all the way down to basically a tokay gecko. This man can do it all. He's one of my biggest influences on the animals. Another one of the reasons I enjoy the reptile community and everything else. And he's a big supporter of, like I was talking, the U.S. ARC and everything else, fighting for our rights and everything, where we can keep these amazing animals that are misunderstood by lots of people in the world. But for us in the reptile hobby, it's a passion of ours that we enjoy these animals and everything else. But yes, with Kevin McCurley, he has taken and made animals where they're not scared of us humans because of the work he puts in with these animals. He does it with his snakes. He does it, like I said, with his monitor lizards. He can take a monitor lizard right from when it hatches and he's working with it. He calls it desensitizing, just handling them, petting them, everything else. Most of these animals you normally can't just They're head shy. Everything else they'll bite. They're really defensive. This man can literally on a monitor. I've watched the videos of it. He's all in their face, petting them, everything from babies clear up to his breeding adult size monitors. It's just amazing what this man can do with these animals. And people, I mean, it just not only him, but there's a lot of other ones. But he's one of my main focuses for one of the people I look up to, just because of what he's done in the hobby and everything for everybody. Um, like I said, the training of the animals, the time he puts in. I know he gets a lot of flack. Everybody in the community gives flack to everybody. Everybody's got certain nitpicks, groups, everything else. But this is me personally. Once again, you don't like my opinion, you don't have to be here. But this is my opinion, and one of the reasons why I like the man is because he's gave so much back to the community when he doesn't have to. He's admitted he's not big, big on the communication aspect. Doesn't really like being in front of the camera and all that stuff. But he does it because he wants to educate us. Him, when Brian Barczyk was alive, that man worshipped the ground animals walked on. It in one of his famous quotes is be nice to somebody. It's always been one of his things. That's another gentleman that I've looked up to and everything else that just the aspect he's been hated on too. Him, Kevin, Tom Crutchfield, the list can go on. Even Steve Irwin, the man, that and Dingo Dingleman. He was out of South Africa. But yes, now to get to Brian, Kevin again, like I said, this man has taken animals that most people in that would not take the time to even put forth the effort, just like us, we're trying to train a dog, will say. He takes these animals and he makes it where they're handleable, where they don't fear people. They still have you still have to be careful because the wild instinct is still there no matter what, even if they're captive bred. But he makes it where we can try to understand them and enjoy them while we have them. I mean, he's done amazing things. I mean, now Brian Barczyk, same thing. Him and his family, Lori and all them. Um, throw out there, quick plug. They're working to get the legacy done, which is a reptile and an aquarium done up in Utica, Michigan. You guys ever get a chance? The YouTube channel's Brian Barczyk. Go back, watch everything. The excitement on this man, even up to his last days, this man never had a foul word, nothing else. He took us on his journeys of the ups and downs, educated us. I've learned on ball python breeding, basically the breeding aspect of doing the snakes, corn snakes, ball pythons, children pythons. Showed the way to go through doing everything and how to properly incubate them, everything what he did, and just his enjoyment. And then plus when he did shows, got to watch videos where he was interacting with his reptarium, with watching the kids that were there with their parents visiting, even parents. He touched a lot of people and made them kind of have the love for the animals, for the reptiles. He was patient with people. He was one of those ones that never forced it. I watched videos of people that's come in that he's got permission to video, and they're like, "I've never touched a snake. I've always feared them," and they admitted they don't understand them, and they were holding 17-foot freaking pythons and shit, and enjoying themselves, and realized how much they enjoyed it, and then they learned a lot from it. But that was his goal, was to educate. Kevin's to educate. Tom Crutchfield's to educate. It's just everybody's had their own path in this, but they were some of the biggest influences in the game. And Dingo Dingelman, God rest his soul too. The man had an accident. He was big in animal conservation over there in South Africa. He had his own facility, his wife and kids and everything else. His boy, he's had him on the videos. You ever get a chance to go to YouTube, look up Dingo Dinkelman and watch how he interacts with his family with these animals. He kept a lot of venomous snakes, very, very uh, highly toxic animals, and unfortunately, uh, yeah, Corey, your pinky don't count, bud. Sorry, That doesn't count. But he ended up, because he built an allergic reaction to venom, got a bite and everything, and also actually ended up losing his life from the allergic reaction and everything else. And we lost another one that was in the community that we people were looking up to and everything else, and for what he was doing. But they're carrying on over there with his stuff and everything. What's up, Blaze? But yeah, he was real passionate about the animals, not only the reptiles, but any of the reptiles. He was big on crocodiles and alligators, but he also, the mammal side of it, he was big into. He helped a lot out with stopping poachers and stuff of animals in Africa and everything. He came over here to the States a lot. Him, Brian, and Kevin were together usually all the time when they came together if they could. And I looked up to them and everything else. So, and but yeah, they're some of the biggest influences in my life that they have. I mean, Steve Irwin, McCurley, Barchek, Dingelman, Tom Crutchfield, just because of the way with Crutchfield, what I love about him is his facility. The animals had space to basically live like they were in the wild and everything else. I just love the way he did everything. He's got rhino iguanas that pretty much run the property that can't get out. The way he keeps his snakes and everything else, him and his wife Stacy, they have a phenomenal place. And just the keep of it. He had a bad past. He learned from it. Now he's educating people on, just like most of the bigger people that aren't in it just for the money. He's trying to educate people on the proper care, not to be scared, to try to understand these animals. And but a lot of people still won't open their minds to it. I mean, it's just one of those things. I get everybody's got their own, basically what I call their own poison that they pick and everything else, and choose not to keep an open mind when it comes to certain things. I mean, there's people that don't like dogs, there's people that don't like cats. I mean, the list can go on. But reptiles are one of the most misunderstood animals, I think, really out there, that people just won't open their mind to. They're part of our everyday life. If it wasn't honestly for them too, besides cats and all this other stuff in nature, um, we'd be overrun with rodents and all kinds of different things. But yeah, and then another one that I look up to, even though I'm kind of on the fence, I love what he does, but I just don't like his free handling, and that's Chandler's Wildlife. I get the man's been doing it for a long time. And like he says in his videos, don't do what he does, use proper tools, everything else. But ever since his incident he had when he was over in Indonesia, he ended up losing one of his fingers. I can't remember if it was a pinky or ring finger. He got bit by Indian cobra over there and actually ended up losing his finger from it because it deteriorated it. He's been using a lot more of the snake hooks and tools that you need to handle the venomous. Every now and then you'll catch a video he's free handling and stuff. But he's another one I look up to just because of the education side of the venomous, the crocodilians that he keeps of that species and everything. He educates people, but he has fun. But sometimes it can be a little sketchy. We'll just leave it at that. And but yeah, those guys. I mean, it's just one of those deals. But yeah, back to now my favorite reptiles. Like I said, I listed my ball pythons, bearded dragons, corn snakes, king snakes, the iguanas, my tokay gecko. But there's some of those out there that I really enjoy and been learning and looking up on. Like I said, the Bolin's python. Those are amazing snakes and everything else. But it's just something that's, I could attain it, but I just don't have the space that they need for their enclosures and everything else to give them a proper living space if I had one as a pet. But they're gorgeous. They're almost all black with a tan underside. Like I said, they're one of the rarest kind of kept and bred in captivity around here in the United States. There's some people that do it, but yeah. And then on the other one is everybody's dream animal that's in a reptile that I hear people joke about that would be awesome to have or just even to see other than in a zoo is a Komodo dragon, the largest monitor lizard in the world. They've got their own little island, everything else. They're unique animals. Um, they're big, they're fast, they're nasty, they can be mean. I've seen videos people's done where they've actually been on the island and watched them. But those that would be a dream thing. But yeah, that's one of those lizards that'll never happen in my lifetime unless I work at a zoo eventually before I die. But that is one of my dream lizards. They're just unique, the way they carry themselves. Um, and I learned something not too long ago about those because of the bacteria and everything else. Most monitor lizards, including the Komodo dragon, did not know they actually had some have venom glands actually in their mouth. It's not just bacteria and everything else. They literally in like their upper jaws, some of them have the families have a small venom gland patch that they actually has venom in it, which helps numb their prey. It's not potent like a king cobra or rattlesnake or anything else. It's not going to kill you instantly, but it helps hold on to their prey and like stuns them. So that's my ultimate dream animal. Um, Affordable aspect, pet wise, that I would own other than what I have. I would love to have either a cow retic, which looks like a cow. It's black, white, spotted. Um, I'd like to have one of the big snakes of the ball python or the python family, or even a boa constrictor, a red tail boa, or something like that. I just don't have the space right now for it in my house or an area for them because they're big. So and here in Ohio, we got to have anything once it's over 10 foot. You got to apply for a permit and go through all this, jump through hoops and everything else, and insurance and it's insane. It's almost as bad as trying to keep a venomous snake here in Ohio and getting a permit for it and stuff. But yeah, those are my non-venomous dream snakes. Now the venomous side, if I had the facility, the education more and the experience dealing on. Oh yeah, those are oh I'm trying to remember what there's two lizards that actually do that, Corey. The frilled dragon, yeah, frilled dragon's another one. They actually will stand up and run on their back legs. And then there's a Timu monitor, or Timmer monitor. They literally periscope and can walk on their back legs too. But yeah, the frilled dragon's actually one of the ones that will literally run on their back legs. I've seen videos of them actually in Australia on one of my YouTube channels. The guy was over there and actually seen one do it. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, the now venomous side, my dream snake is basically any breed of the rattlesnake family. Um, my ultimate one I would love to have is the speckled rattlesnake, which looks like a Hershey Kiss cookie and cream bar. It's white with black dots all over it. But I don't have the proper training. I don't have the facility. I don't have the proper tools. Mainly, it leads to the proper training of handling venomous animals. But that is one of my dream animals. My next dream animal uh, that I would like to have that is actually venomous is a crap. Now I can't even remember the name of it. Oh, it's an Enceloris. They're found on Komodo Island. They're a blue venomous. And then once again, like I said, these are just dream animals. And if I had the places where I could go get hours and learn here in Ohio from somebody that would be willing to teach me, I would be more than happy to get the education before I ever would. But the key is having the proper training, everything else. You gotta besides having anti venom, the insurance to keep them, the facility to keep them, the proper housing for them, and everything else. But yeah, they're there. Um, I love the king cobras family. Um, there is, I mean, but that I'd rather just watch somebody else that's got experience and everything else and see them at a zoo. That's my fat ass is too slow for something to have like that. Even with proper training, they're quick. All of them can be quick. But yeah, rattlesnakes. There's like I said, we'll go back to it. Is the speckled rattlesnake. I'd even love to have an eastern or western timber rattlesnake. Those just the fascination with the way they are, their demeanor. They're the only venomous snake that I know of here in the United States that actually gives you a warning even when you're close by to them. That's why they have the rattle. But it's just the uniqueness of them, where they survive at, and they live, and how they just prosper. Um, they're all over the place. But yeah, those are the venomous I would like to own. Maybe one day down the road, I'll have a big enough place where it's not connected to my house. I'll have a big barn and get permits or whatever, and get the education I could eventually have at least one of my dream rattlesnakes to have. But yeah, that's just the thing is it's the education side and the hands-on to learn the proper way to hook them, proper way to read their body language. Things with rattlesnakes and anything in the viper family, they have heat pits, so they pick up on your heat signatures of that's how they hunt. It's like the predator, except it's the snake version of them, where that's how they hunt, and that's why they can see everything. The motions, your heat, they follow it, and they can strike. And with rattlesnakes, the other thing is it don't matter. They can strike almost the. You get a 6 foot rattlesnake. We'll just throw it out there. They can reach almost their whole half their over their half their body length in one strike. So you could be standing 4 foot away from a full grown adult rattlesnake with the proper snake hook to reach, and they can still strike almost and hit you within that area. So you have to watch, like I said, their body language and everything else. What's up, Benji? How you been, Bubba? But yeah, that's one of my I mean that's I love all the reptiles like I said, but those are some of my dream animals that I would love to own eventually down the road in my lifetime before I'm 6 foot under. But yeah, they and there's a lot of other influencers out there too. I know I'm rambling, but I named you guys off the main ones that I really enjoy. I've learned a lot over the years from all of them, and besides doing the research and stuff. Now, with the non venomous, Steve Nelson that was on my show, he's one of my other idols that I throw in that group. I've learned a lot from him. And like he said, we're always learning. It doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 5 years, for a year, 6 months, 30 years, 40 years. You're always learning something new about every animal because every animal's got their own personality. And I thank him for the education he gives us people and stuff to be able to learn and enjoy these animals that we love to keep, and hopefully help the future generation of the kids and stuff that really enjoy them, and hopefully educate too some of the parents and adults out there that fear the animals as well, that we can teach them that they're not all bad. They're just like I said, misunderstood creatures. They have personalities just like the rest of us. They just can't express their feelings other than by being defensive and everything else and protecting themselves. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, there that, and then maybe if things work out too, I'm going to try to have a couple more guests come up here within the next 2 or 3 weeks to talk about some of this educational side of the reptile hobby, the handling, the reading of the bodies and everything else. I may reach out to Steve Nelson. He's pretty good about with the non-venomous on the handling and reading the bodies of the snakes. I'm going to try to get him to come up on. Um, I may also have some videos. I'm going to try to hit there. We got a couple reptile shows coming up pretty close, and things work out. I'm going to go try to check them out and Might have some videos to throw up on the channel for you guys to see. Some of the animals that are for sale and stuff that at our local shows here. But other than that, I'm pretty good to go, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll try to have some more stuff for you. But tomorrow night, Blaze is having on his Nonsense and Chill is trivia night. They're doing the trivia. It's a fantasy night. Saturday, every other Saturday, we have Cash's Corner with Glick and Cash. They talk WWE wrestling, but this Saturday, it'll just be the main stable of the channel, the nonsensical nonsense. We have the what we call the open panel challenge. You guys can come in, hang out, shoot the shit with us, and basically let your balls hang out without being on camera. Corey knows what it's like to hang out with us. He was up with us last week, and I appreciate him and Hunter, his son, once again being on the show, hanging out with us. You guys want to come in, hang out with us, and just bullshit and have a good time? Saturday night, nonsensical nonsense, 8 o'clock. Be here. Sunday is Unnecessary Roughness. It'll be Glick, Rick, and Derek talking all things sports. If it's sports, the guys are talking about it, and if they don't know it, they're still going to talk about it and have a good time. Monday nights, we're back here with my Speedway stories. I'll be hosting, of course. We'll talk everything motorsports. If anybody wants to come up and talk with me, I'm thinking about actually opening the panel up or having a few people come up and talk motorsports. Corey, if you're free Monday night, my man. Benji, you too. Yeah, we know you don't know no racing at all, huh, Benji? Need to get a hold of you here later on. I'll shoot you a text, man. So, and Blaze, no problem for the shout out, big dog. Tuesday nights is Glick's House of Music. It's all local music. He talks anything music and stuff that deals with the music industry, but he usually tries to have guests on that's in the local scenes and everything. Wednesday night is What the Fuck News. It's things that make you go, what the fuck, that's in the news. It's hosted by Glick. And then, of course, we're back here Thursday night with me and Cold Blooded Conversations, talking everything reptiles, as Glick says, is dinosaurs and dragons. So, but yeah, and also check out Beauty and the Beard on Instagram and Facebook. Give Nikki a shout out. And if you need anything done, she does custom shirts, cups, stickers, and everything else. Oh, dude, I understand, man. It's that time of the year. Your weather's breaking, bud. I get it, buddy. Whenever you get a free time, man, just shoot me a text when you're in town and we'll get together. But yeah, hit her up. You get your nonsensical swag. You can, if you want, or she can custom make you something. Just hit her up, ask her, throw some ideas out to her, and she'll hook you up. You guys have a great Thursday night and everything. Hey, what's up, Brad? How you been, man? But yeah, just tune in 7 days a week. Like I said, we're live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We got a show for everybody. If there's something you don't like one night of the week, we got a variety. Just come check us out. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and everything else, and leave a comment for us. You guys all have a good Thursday night, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Nonsensical network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football clashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in,